Welcome back, Stalkers. My name is LastKnownMeal, and today we're gonna be talking about Stalker 2 because after many months of wait, we finally have some new information because they were recently featured in the PC Gamer magazine on the cover, which obviously means that there is a story about Stalker 2 in that magazine. So if you collect them, if you want more information about the game, you can actually check it out. But I took the most important information from the magazine and everything that GSC Game World, the developers of Stalker 2, talked about, so I'm going to put it in this video, and without further wasting your time, let's get into it. So first things first, we do know that Stalker 2 was initially planned for 2012, but due to technical limitations and obviously having X-Ray engine as their main engine, which wasn't really the best, they decided to wait. And because they actually got a chance to have Unreal Engine, especially Unreal Engine 5, they decided to start the new development of Stalker 2 in 2018, and now the release is planned for the April of 2022 if any delays don't happen, which I hope they don't. So as they said, Stalker 2 features a vast world to explore with different biomes, numerous locations, labs and undergrounds to explore. It's 64 square kilometers big, so we actually got the information of the size of the map, and it's all yours. You can go anywhere. So yes, the story is going to be non-linear, therefore the way you explore, where you go into that map, is also going to be free for you to explore. But keep in mind, some areas closer to the center of the nuclear power plant are obviously going to be more dangerous and more irradiated, and whatever you do, don't go into the red forest without proper gear. They also added some new modern vibes because this takes place after all of the games that we had before, so a couple of years have passed, which does mean that some locations that we know about became even more devastated as time goes on. And also, we knew this, but emissions have been confirmed. And for people who don't know what emissions are, basically in Stalker, the zone is going to have an emission, which is basically like an energy release. And every now and then you'll get an info on your PDA saying find cover. And you have to find cover because no matter what bonuses, armor, buffs, whatever you have, you won't survive the emission unless you go into an enclosed environment, so buildings, whatever. The PDA is going to tell you where to go, but obviously the emissions have been confirmed, and that's just a beautiful thing. But for example, some parts of the zone were abandoned after many years. That means no people there, so obviously vegetation and, for example, the poppy fields we have in this beautiful screenshot are going to appear as well. So besides those depressing, awful environments we got used to from Stalker, we are also going to have the more, prettier parts of the land which were not visited by people themselves, and it's going to have a nice contrast. But again, those beautiful sceneries can also be extremely dangerous to be in. They actually said you can visit the guard tower from Clear Sky, if you know which guard tower I'm talking about, the one from, so that guard tower is going to be in the game, but obviously due to the time passage, that location is going to be even more devastated. So the tower itself is not going to be the one like you used to from Stalker Clear Sky. So obviously other buildings, including, let's say, Rookie Village, etc., are also going to change because time has obviously passed. Now also, we do have an image showing a controller, a very deadly creature. So if you encounter one in the game, don't get close to it. Find distance, find cover, and never ever put eye contact with the thing, because obviously it can send out telekinetic psi attacks which can pretty much devastate you, devastate your weapon, whatever. But also the dwarf-like burrers are also back as well. Very dangerous creatures. They have a range of attacks they can hit you with. Again, same strategy, keep your distance, don't lock in eye contact, and you will be fine. They also have new mutants and monsters like we've never seen before, including a mutant deer. There is one image from it, I'm going to show it here, and this is the only image I'm going to scan from the magazine. I don't want to go into any trouble, so this is the one actually we have today. Now listen, I know the deer looks, like it's harmless, but the deer in Stalker 2 is going to be very deadly. That means they don't have fur anymore. The bone that actually radiated and kind of expanded became an armor of that deer. So you kind of have to find weak spots in order to kill it, because that bone armor is going to be extremely difficult to break. Also, they can use physical attacks with their antlers, and they can use psi attacks, as well as create multiple illusions. So in one moment you'll have 6-7 deers around you, and you won't know which one is going to be the one you're after. When it comes to anomalies and artifacts, they will work in similar fashion like before, but they're also much more varied now with obviously new anomalies and new artifacts you will be able to get and encounter. You will also have arch anomalies, like for example the fire whirlwind, which is a deadly version of a normal version of the whirlwind anomaly. Also, there are going to be different tactics to get the artifacts from various anomalies, so it's not like, oh yeah, I have the PDA, it's gonna show me where it is. There are other tactics you have to employ sometimes to get, like, let's say a very rare piece of the anomaly, the artifact itself. Now also, if you do see an anomaly field, don't go through it, because now your armor will actually just turn to dust if you go through an anomaly field and you go step by step, etc, etc. And if you hit one, you're pretty much dead. So it's going to be a huge risk going through anomaly fields in this game, because your weapons, your armor is going to decay a lot, and getting armor and weapons in the zone is not really an easy thing to do, especially getting good ammo as well. Also, for example, things like temperature is going to decide if an artifact is going to appear or not. So even those factors are going to, you know, benefit you or create you more trouble when you're actually going on artifact hunting. Also, new faction has appeared in the zone. They are called the Ward. They are basically the police of the zone, and their goal is to bring lawful order to the bandits and everyone else. We shall actually see their dynamic with duty, because how are they different? Well, first of all, the leader of the Ward is Alexander Korshunov, who is an experienced soldier who trained mercenaries and turned them into soldiers. So this guy is a colonel. This guy, Alexander Korshunov. And they're different from duty because duty basically thinks that the zone is hazard. It should be destroyed, absolutely, you know, cut off. But the Ward feels like they need to bring law to the place so they can work with the scientists on actually figuring out what was going on and how they can actually benefit from the zone. So they're kind of a mix between freedom and duty, if freedom was a little bit more serious and duty was a little bit more relaxed. But they also do have other moral, how would I say, hiccups that you'll have to kind of go through, which I'm not going to talk about now. But obviously when you're making decisions in this game, and yes, your decisions will benefit or not benefit the future of the zone, you will have to make some hard moral decisions. They also said obviously that full sleep, eating, drinking, you know, mechanics are in, so you'll have to sleep. If you don't sleep, your character will become more fatigued, and if you keep pushing your character to limits without sleeping, your character might even start hallucinating, and obviously other things might happen. So it's always good to sleep from time to time. Now you will have other buffs which are going to kind of negate that, I guess coffee, vodka, whatever, but at the same time, even if you use this and you keep pushing your body to the limits, it's obviously going to break. So those mechanics are going to be in the game, which is going to make Stalker 2 a very difficult survival game with all of the things you have on the map. As I said, it's basically done in Unreal Engine 5. Like from the screenshots we got that I've been showing, like the game looks absolutely stunning, and I'm so happy that it looks like this. Obviously the strongest suit of Stalker games is the atmosphere. That's what they aim for, and that's with every Stalker game. Even though it, like, let's say games have issues when it comes to bugs at release, they always nailed the atmosphere themselves. So I don't really have worries when it comes to this, especially now implementing zones which have more vegetation, or let's say they have these poppy fields which are going to have a nice contrast to those very depressing areas that are also going to be obviously present in the game. Very dangerous, and many more mechanics from here which are going to kind of help you out and not. We also have some information when it comes to multiplayer. They said it will have PvP, and besides that you will have deathmatch and team deathmatch, but the zone so far, as they said, is single player only, and even multiplayer is coming after the game release. So the initial game is single player and will be single player. Obviously different types of ammo, ways to stop bleeding with bandages, medkits, etc, etc. So those mechanics are also going to be in the game. Also, in one of the screenshots, we do see PP-19 Bison, which is going to be one of the weapons. It's going to be interesting to see what sort of attachments we will be able to put on it and how is it going to change. But yeah, so far, this is what they said. We had a lot, actually, some cool information, especially for the word for these mutant deers and how the game itself is gonna work and how the game itself is gonna be presented. So again, thank you so much for watching. Tell me down below, what do you think about all of this? Do you like what you see? Do you dislike what you see? Tell me down below. I'm extremely excited about this. Honestly, I've been waiting for a very long time for a new Stalker game, and April cannot come sooner enough. Now, I hope there are not going to be delays, but we'll see. Hopefully they took enough time to actually get this under control. But again, I'm not excluding anything at this point in time, because lately we have been seeing a lot of delays, but so far they are on track. So when it comes to that information, that's just my opinion. I didn't read it anyway. So yeah, as I said, that's pretty much everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button for more Stalker. I will be talking heavily about it. I'm also a huge fan, so I will be able to give you the latest information about the game itself and what the game is going to offer. So yeah, LKM signing out. Stay classy, everyone. Don't forget to visit us on Twitter and Discord. Huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters, and that's it. See you in the next one. Bye bye.